Ever feel like your bank account is playing a cruel joke on you? You make a solid plan. You tell yourself this is the month you'll finally save, and then, poof, the money's gone, and you're left wondering what happened. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you're not alone. It's not because you're bad with money. It's because your brain is literally wired to make some pretty terrible financial choices. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of why we mess up with our money and, more importantly, how we can outsmart our own brains to build lasting wealth. So, let's get into the first big culprit: present bias. Imagine this. I offer you $100 today, or $120 a month from now. What do you choose? Most people grab the $100 right now. That instant gratification feels amazing. Our brains are hardwired from our caveman days to prioritize immediate rewards over future ones. Back then, waiting for a bigger mammoth might mean starving to death. Today, that same impulse makes us choose a fancy dinner out over putting that money into our retirement fund. The future feels abstract, distant, while the pleasure of today is real and tangible. This is why we say I'll start saving next month, and next month never seems to arrive. We're constantly prioritizing the present you over the future you, and future you is paying the price. Next up, let's talk about loss aversion. This is a powerful one. Psychologically, the pain of losing $100 feels twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining $100. This fear of loss makes us incredibly conservative and paradoxically can lead to huge financial mistakes. For example, have you ever held onto a stock that was tanking, hoping it would bounce back? You didn't want to sell and realize the loss, even though selling and reinvesting that money elsewhere would have been the smarter move. This same fear stops us from investing in the first place. We're so scared of the market dipping that we'd rather let our money get eaten away by inflation in a savings account than risk it for potential growth. We're so focused on avoiding the sting of a small loss that we miss out on the opportunity for massive long-term gains. Then there's the weird way our brain organizes money, a concept called mental accounting. We don't treat all money the same. We put it into different mental buckets. For example, the $50 you got as a birthday gift, that's fun money. You might spend it on something frivolous without a second thought. But the $50 you earned from working for hard hours, that's serious money, and you're much more careful with it. Here's the catch. It's all just money. A dollar is a dollar. This mental separation leads to bizarre behavior. We might have high-interest credit card debt, but we won't touch our emergency fund to pay it off, even though it would save us a ton of money. We mentally label our savings as untouchable, while simultaneously racking up debt in our spending account. It's like having buckets with holes in them, and we just keep pouring water into the wrong ones. And of course, we can't forget about social comparison. Welcome to the age of Instagram, where everyone seems to be living their best life on a yacht in the Mediterranean. We see our friends, colleagues, and even strangers online buying new cars, going on exotic vacations, and wearing designer clothes. Our brain's natural reaction is to compare, and this comparison is the thief of joy. And your savings? We feel a pressure to keep up, to signal our own success. This leads to lifestyle inflation, where our spending increases every time our income does, just to match the perceived standard of those around us. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. It's a race with no finish line and no winners, and it's a direct path to financial stress. So, our brains are basically sabotaging us. What do? The common advice is just have more willpower. Or make a budget and stick to it. But if it were that easy, we'd all be rich. The problem is that willpower is a finite resource. It's like a muscle that gets tired. After a long, stressful day of making decisions at work, your willpower is depleted. That S, when you most likely to give in to that impulse purchase or order expensive takeout. Relying on willpower to manage your finances is like trying to hold back a flood with a paper cup. It's a losing battle. The real solution isn't more willpower, it's better systems. You need to design your financial life in a way that makes good decisions automatic and bad decisions difficult. It's about creating a system where you succeed on autopilot. So, how do we build these systems? Let's start with present bias. The solution is to make your future self's rewards feel more present. The single most powerful tool for this is automation. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings and investment accounts the day you get paid. The money is gone before you even have a chance to miss it or think about spending it. You are essentially paying your future self first. You're not relying on willpower to remember to save. The system does it for you. This is how you trick your brain. By automating the good decision, you bypass the entire internal debate. Now, how do we combat loss aversion? First, educate yourself. Understand that market fluctuations are normal. A dip isn't a permanent loss unless you sell. A great strategy is dollar cost averaging, where you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals. When the market is down, your fixed amount buys more shares. When it's up, it buys fewer. This systematic approach removes the emotional guesswork. You're no longer trying to time the market out of fear. You have a plan, a system, and you stick to it, regardless of the scary headlines. This turns fear into an opportunity. To fix the problems of mental accounting, you need to consolidate and simplify. See your finances as one unified system. A great way to do this is to use budgeting apps that pull all your accounts, checking, savings, credit cards, investments into one place. This gives you a clear, holistic view of your entire net worth. You can see how that credit card debt is actively cancelling out your savings gains. When you see it all together, you're more likely to make logical decisions like using a portion of your loyaled fund money savings to wipe out that high-interest debt, which is the mathematical equivalent of giving yourself an instant guaranteed return on your money. And finally, to break free from the trap of social comparison, you need to curate your environment and define your own version of a rich life. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel inadequate or trigger your spending. Instead, follow people who inspire you with their financial wisdom and frugal creativity. But more importantly, take time to sit down and actually define what you want your money to do for you. Is it freedom to travel? The ability to quit a job you hate? More time with your family? When you have a clear, compelling vision for your own life, what your neighbor is doing with their money becomes completely irrelevant. Your financial goals become your North Star, guiding your decisions, not someone else's highlight reel. Building these systems takes a little effort up front, but the payoff is immense. You're no longer fighting a daily battle against your own psychology. You're creating an environment where the best choice is the easiest choice. You're not relying on a fleeting resource like willpower. You're building a machine that works for you, day in and day out, quietly building your wealth in the background. It's about being the architect of your financial life, not just a passive observer. So, this week, I challenge you to pick just one of these systems to implement. Just one. Maybe it's setting up that first automatic transfer to a savings account. Maybe it's unfollowing 5 accounts that make you want to spend. Small, systematic changes are what lead to massive transformations over time. You can absolutely take control of your financial future, not by fighting your brain, but by working with it. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give this video a like and consider subscribing for more tips on how to build a life you love. Let me know in the comments which system you're going to try first. See you in the next one.